My name is Joy and I am a fashion designer based in Abuja, and Abuja is located in Nigeria. Alright, so I'm really excited about starting this channel with you guys. Alright, and this channel will be strictly beginners friendly. And by beginners friendly, I mean if you do not know how to sew and you're looking forward to achieving that skill, then you're at the right place. And if you do know how to sew and you're looking forward to upgrading on that skill, you're also at the right place, because what I mean by this channel being beginners friendly is that I'm going to be putting you guys through from pattern drafting down to the cutting of the fabric, down to the stitching of the fabric, and of course the fitting of the dress. I mean, because what's the dress without its fitting, right? Alright, so if that is what you're looking forward to achieving, please subscribe to this channel, like, share, and of course leave your comments below. I mean, because your comments would help me serve you guys better. Alright, so please subscribe to this channel, and without no further ado, let's go straight down to the business of the day, which is going to be on how to achieve our full body measurements, how to take our full body measurements. Alright, so if you do not know how to do that, if you do not know how to take your full body measurements, do not worry, because I'm here to pull you guys through it. Okay, so we're about to take our full body measurements. I'll be making use of this mannequin right here. So first off, before taking the full body measurements of your client, you should always ask your client, I mean the bra they have on, if that is what they'll be using while putting on the dress, if they are going to be having any butt pad or hip pad. I mean, all of that is very important, because you wouldn't want to make a dress and the clients probably won't tell you they are going to be using a butt pad or a hip pad, and then you just end up taking the measurements without them having it on, and then you find yourself making adjustments after making that dress, because I mean, after them having their butt pad or their hip pad or probably their padded bra, you find out that the dress isn't free or is too tight on the person, and then it's just going to be a problem. So it's always best to ask your clients, is this what you're going to be putting on? Will you be having a butt pad or a hip pad on? I mean, that way it's just going to help your finishing look better. Alright, so always take note of all of that while measuring the client. So the first thing we're going to be doing is taking the shoulder measurement, and that is from one part of the shoulder. Alright, I think that was why I had this dress on. From this part of the shoulder to this part is where you'll be taking your measurement. While taking your shoulder, you place it from this point to this point of the client. Do not take your tape down this way, because you get it all wrong. It should be placed this way to take the shoulder measurement of your client. So while taking your measurements, you should always start with the vertical measurements before the horizontal measurements. We're going to be starting from the highest points of the shoulder downwards. Alright, so you just place your tape right from the highest point of the shoulder to the bust point. That is where your nipple is sitting, where your client's nipple sits. Alright, so do not take your tape this way, do not take your tape this way. Make sure your tape is on top of your client's bust and it is sitting right at the nipple. That is where you get your bust point. Alright, so from your bust point, you go right down to the under bust of your client. That is where the bust ends. Alright, the under bust is where, I hope you guys can see this clearly, the under bust is where your bust ends. And for a client, I mean, you just take it right down to where the bra ends. Alright, that way is the under bust. Now from the under bust, you go right down to the half length. The half length is the thinnest part of the waist of your client. So always look, if your client happens to be putting on a big shirt, you should always inform your client that you need something fitted so you can see. I mean, if you want a good fitting, then you have to consider all of that. So the thinnest part of your waist is the half length of the client. From your half length, you go down to the hip point. So even while taking this, you should always make sure that your tape is on top of the nipple of the line that is on top of the bust. The hip point is the largest part of the hip. So from your shoulder to the hip point, you write that down. Right, from the hip point, you go down to the knee point or the knee line. That is where the knee is sitting. So you take it down. So from the knee point, you go down to your 3/4. From the 3/4, you go down to the full length or the floor length of your client. After taking the vertical measurements of your client, you move down to the horizontal measurement, and the horizontal measurement is the circumference of your client, that is your round bust. You take your tape around the bust of your client. And you should always ask, is this too tight? Is this okay? Just always ask to know what your client prefers. So take it round this way to get the round bust. Then you come under to get the under bust measurement. Under bust measurement. And then you go round to get the round half length. The round half length should always be fitted. I mean, if you want to get a good fitting, then your round half length should always be fitted. Alright, so after your round half length, you go down to the hip, which is the largest point of the hip, to get your round hip. So you should always ask your clients, is this okay for you? Is it too tight? Is it too free? How do you prefer your fitting should be? Right? Because everybody has their preference, so you should always ask. After your round hip, you can also go ahead to take the waist measurements that is below your half length. You just ask your clients where they prefer their skirt sitting. This is for like a skirt or a trouser, how tight they want it. You take that. So basically that's it. It's really simple to take your full body measurement.
Okay guys, thank you for watching. Do not forget to like, share, leave your comments below, and of course subscribe to the channel. I will be seeing you all in my next.